Check out the Wrestling Rewind here on Phoenix 92.5 FM every Tuesday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And of course, over on nerdtoknowmedia.com, the only wrestling podcast by wrestling fans who don't hate wrestling. We'll see you then.
You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Blanchistan Center, this is Phoenix FM.
This is 92.5 Phoenix FM, community radio for Dublin 15.
Hey everybody, it's JB Jeremy Borash, and you are listening to Darrow O'Connor on the...
And we are back, guys. Thank you for joining with us. Our first ever real ad break here on the Wrestling Rewind. So, show 54. Is it 54? 53? Dave, I don't know. 53.
Well, it was 53.
It is 53.
Are we still 53?
We're still 53.
So we're not, okay.
Well, we can move on if you want to.
Well, I don't know. It was an hour. If you want just to be
okay.
54,
Right.
give me 54.
All right,
Hi, welcome to behind the scenes planning of the WrestlingRewind.com.
Absolutely. So we're on episode 54 here
Look at
on
that. A week in the week in the
there
bank.
We go.
Speaking of money in the bank.
We will not be talking about Money in the Bank this week.
We will not. But
No,
it is
we
a
will
great
not.
day for wrestling, everyone. So welcome back to the only show that is hosted by people that don't hate wrestling. And
Absolutely.
oh man, we might not hate wrestling, but we need to address something far, far worse. And by the way, I've been trying to find this guy on Twitter for the past half an hour.
Yeah.
Anybody's
So
curious.
everyone who's watching the screen right now can see entertainment.ie. So before we get to that, guys, welcome to the show on Phoenix 92.5 FM, the True Penny channel, and of course, the WrestlingRewind.com, nerdtoknowmedia.com. We are going to start things off. We have two things to cover on the show this week. Of course, the Royal Rumble from 1998, the Royal Rumble match from 1998, not the whole pay-per-view. We might cover the whole pay-per-view next week, actually, because it's quite fun. But we had to talk about these articles. Oh my God, I saw it and I was like...
If anybody can find this dude on
yeah.
Twitter, post it in our...
Right.
I'm not saying the D word.
No.
But post his public profile like on Twitter so I can get into contact with him. I really, really would like to talk to him.
Okay, so this is written by entertainment.ie, Brian Lloyd. Do not contact this guy. Do not harass him. Be nice to him. We do want him to come on the show.
Yeah,
Please
we
do.
really want to talk to him.
Brian Lloyd at entertainment.ie. I am offering you an opportunity to come on the show. I really want you to come on the show because, oh my God, sir, we have things to talk about.
We've got some things to talk about.
Yes, we really do. So here we go. This was written a year ago, and it was when Becky Lynch was a big thing, and she was going to take part in WrestleMania.
Who's Becky Lynch?
Oh, exactly. Well, actually, over a year ago, because last year's Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, WrestleMania anyway, didn't take place in front of anybody. But he has
this
these
article about, huh? What's the title of this article, Dara?
So the title of this article is the 10 greatest wrestling matches of all time. Of all time. And it has some matches which surprised me. I'm just going through them here for anybody who's watching the stream. Some which deserve to be on here, and some which were just absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
This is the only preface I will give. Obviously, he's talking about fond memories of his childhood, even though he didn't explain that in the title. But that said, usually editors are the ones who make titles. So we'll give him a pass.
Yeah.
Let's start, I think, Dara, let's start at 1 and go back. Because the first 4, they actually make perfect sense. No argument from me. And so actually, I can kind of see why you would put some weird things in later, because it's like, well, it's going to be a really typical top 10.
So you want to go from number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, guys, look on the screen right now. Number 1, his most important match ever is Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. That is a bad match with 2 overrated workers. And when you go back and watch it, it's not good or entertaining.
It's not good. It's not entertaining. It's the best wrestling match that ever occurred. And I will agree with him.
I fundamentally disagree.
You fundamentally disagree. What? Okay. Apparently I'm this guy's. Okay. Let me play Brian's advocate here. So.
You know why it's not the greatest wrestling match of all time?
Yeah, because I don't know, Triple H wasn't in it.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, I know you. So listen.
If you had chosen anything else, Dave, I would have been very upset.
Yeah, I know. So I think in terms of, it's the iconic match, right? Even though everybody knows that the Steamboat match on the card was so good, but it wasn't about being good. It was about the fact that match sold 90,000 seats in the Pontiac Silverdome, and it became clear that WWF was really going to be a thing, and it really cemented its legacy.
And I understand
this
that.
Is it? Yeah, well,
I understand that.
Where's
because there's been so much better matches since then.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying in terms of important matches for the industry, this is the best. I don't know how to.
Yeah, see,
I'm trying really hard.
See, it's not. Like, I would say important
most iconic
moments.
Match, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Important iconic moments, important matches, iconic moments in wrestling. Hogan slamming Andre. There you go. That's one. As a match, this thing is atrocious. And I think this is entry-level noob. I just watch wrestling once a year. I don't have a WWE Network subscription. I don't know what the X Division is. That's what I get from this guy.
I Googled 10 best wrestling matches and then made up my own list from others that I, remembered actually watching when I was little.
Oh, that's not what, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just think he's like, oh yeah, do you still watch the wrestling? Is the wrestling still on? And look, this is why I want to talk to Brian. I want to be like, hey man, what's your deal?
We are in all jokingness, Brian. We understand that, you got to make money for websites and clickbaits, the way to do it. We don't blame you. We've had to do it ourselves. We've been in your shoes. We're just saying, come to the dark side. Let us expose you to some, more entertaining things that you might just be blown away by and not just appeal to. See, that's what's tough. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing too. I know what he has to do.
I know what he's doing too.
I fault you not at all. I will fault you once we hit number 5. But I won't fault you until then. Yeah.
He's picking base level normie stuff, which you can see. Like, there's nothing here that's relatively recent.
This is the most uncomfortable segment we've ever done on this show.
I've
never felt as uncomfortable as what we're doing right now.
There's nothing here from AEW. There's nothing here from ECW. There's nothing here. It's just like it's entry level.
I'm trying to do the usual David character, and I don't know.
James Twopenny is screaming about Japanese wrestling now when he's listening to this, and he's like, "But all these matches," and I just think this kind of stuff is lazy. And as people who have worked in wrestling journalism for years,
get attacked for when we don't post these kinds of articles and put our own opinions in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't know anything about that.
It's very annoying. I think this is like entry level.
All right, let's
garbage.
go. So
the next match, to be fair.
Wait, so are we just going to be essing on him for this entire show? Or are we going to actually give ideas that should? Because that's what's making me uncomfortable. I don't want to attack somebody else who's just doing their job, man.
I'm not attacking the man personally. I'm attacking the laziness of the article.
Anyway. I still want his Twitter so I can talk to him.
I want to talk to him too. I want to come on here and be like, "Oh, you're a horrible person, Dara," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's true, but still." Yeah,
let's talk. Sometimes you got to eat Chex Mix. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Look, so the next match, The Rock versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania X7. I would agree. Another one from WrestleMania X7 here, as every young wrestling fan's 2 favorite stars face off in a good old-fashioned no DQ. Long story short, The Rock gave Austin a stunner. Stone Cold gave him rock bottom back. Vince was there for some reason. And in the end, he became pals with Steve, helping him to win before they shared a beer. It was too much for a little brains one at a time. We can't still forgive the Ross. See, this is the problem, right? Why the match I do think deserves to be there. WrestleMania X7 is probably the most important wrestling event and probably the best WrestleMania of all time.
You need some scissors and you need some glue?
the way he describes it is so base level that it misses a lot. Like that story.
It's copy and paste. You need some scissors,
copy and paste. Exactly.
It's not,
exactly. There's no analysis.
I'm so sorry to this writer that you're being singled out on Irish radio right now. I apologize, but we read this article and went, this cannot.
This is too much. Like, and as I said,
I had this done to me. It sucks. I've been in your shoes. I understand. We'll give you a free platform. Come on and talk. We love it. Dude, we're sure we agree with you.
We both have this done to us. We work for print and for the internet.
Yeah,
it's part of it. But what I'd say is, I would love to know what his actual thoughts were on this and to expand on them, because he can only there's only 6 words or something there. It's worse than I get why he did it. It's just
I'll say this. At least you didn't have to click next to go to another page for each match. So he collected, not he, I'm sure he doesn't even get any of it. At least the site didn't collect 9 sites of ad revenue off of this article.
And to be fair, I work for a site that did that, and that's really annoying. So, entertainment.ie is a good site in general, and it's cool they're covering wrestling. I just wish they would put a bit more thought into it than this. But this match deserves to be here. I think it's a fair call. Just maybe sum it up a little bit better than just, I remember this when I was a kid. It's like, it's on the network, bro. You can watch it again. It's a very good match. Okay. The Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, TLC. Yeah, this is TLC 2, bro. Not TLC 1. Okay. Again, very little analysis. A good pick. But there's a lot more going on to this.
Here's if he explained why he picked it.
Why he picked it.
It would make sense. Listen, you guys know me. If I put a list together, there'd probably be 3 Styles matches on there, a random Paul London. Actually, I already know what they would be. And you'd be like, come on, Dave. And I'd be like, but here's my reasoning for this. And I know I'm biased, but at least it's more interesting than
the way he's doing it here. And I think this is the problem. It's just spots from the match. Also, he misspelled WrestleMania here as well. Don't know what that word is. But, yikes.
Can you PM me? Can you PM me this list?
I will, yeah.
Because I know I have it buried, but it's buried in comments.
So, the next match is Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, the first ladder match. Ooh, okay. Not the first ladder match, bro.
Bret Hart would like to have a word with you, sir.
Yeah, it's like, well, I will concede it's the first widely known WWE ladder match, but I think we're being a bit harsh on that one. We'll let him go with that. It's a bit harsh. It's a common misconception.
I mean, if you use Wikipedia, you'd of course think it was the first.
Yep. But again, right, so, okay, the breakdown of this is who didn't love it when Shawn Michaels was a heel? A lot of people. And who didn't have the best... And didn't he have the best team music ever? No, he didn't.
Yeah,
team music great, though. No, Triple H does.
I mean, honestly...
There is a wrestling fan alive who doesn't know the words to Sexy Boy. This match, however...
That's
fair. Was
I've
pretty
actually sang that with people.
Oh, no, fair. Yeah. This match,
however, impossible not to get that sexy boy. I mean, come on, Shawn Michaels.
This match, however, was pretty revolutionary. This was full. This was a full steel ladder. Hold on. This was a full steel ladder that was getting bet off Roman's back. In fact, this is why we're scared of ladders.
I'm sorry. Well, first of all, that's ridiculous. Second of all, I just realized that I'm appreciating this match based on Fandango. So I'm using the Fandango effect to justify this match.
Right. So
the theme music was great. It charted in the UK. 5 stars, Jericho versus Fandango at WrestleMania.
Look,
Jericho put him over too.
No, Fandango is something else we'll talk about at this point. But can we get back to that horrific excuse for a justification for picking a match?
Oh, because the props are legit. Yeah, way to write an article, dude.
Yeah, it's just like, well, man, like, at least he didn't summarize the match, which is better.
Shut up.
Which is better. No, that wasn't a dig at you. That would mean like he in the last time he just called out some spots. He didn't, at least he didn't do that this time. He just said
he gave a reason, so we like.
Yeah,
this. Okay.
Yeah, he liked him being hit with a ladder, and I was like, okay, fair enough.
For all we know, he has a YouTube channel where we're going to get some big YouTube feud.
But by the way, Dave, I do respect the fact that you reviewed Raw for so long, because oh my god, like I would have swallowed a shotgun sooner
and
than
demonetized.
But anyway,
well, listen. Here's what I'll say. When I took the job, Raw was 2 hours long.
You should have quit after entering.
When Raw went to 3 hours long, I did not get a raise, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Fair. Anyway, next one. Okay, this is weird.
I love you, Adam.
This is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Jake the Snake Roberts versus Macho Man. The time. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm going to go back to us for a second.
You need to copy and paste this to me, but yeah, I know. I distinctly remember this description.
Okay. Right. Oh my God. Right. Your article is about matches, right? And you pick a moment. And the way he describes it is at that time that the snake bit Savage, right? So he doesn't tell us when the match was, what the match was. No context. Bro, who taught you how to write articles? Like, oh my God.
I'm so
what
sorry.
Are you doing?
So sorry.
What are you doing?
Good Dave can't take this. I can't be mean when it's
we're
people
not
that
being
exist.
mean.
What do you mean? The kid wrote this art, and you probably are a kid. We're not, and then I just offended you more. But he wrote it a year ago, and we just happened to find it. I'm having so much fun.
This is hold on, just for context. This is one of the biggest entertainment websites in Ireland.
This is inexcusable. That's
yeah,
right.
no.
Okay.
No, this is the biggest.
And no Finn Balor on this list? I mean, really?
You probably just know who Finn Balor is because you can't get it off.
Are you ever gonna?
I'm gonna link you to it now.
Yeah, so let me. So I mean, you could put some cool stuff in here, like Macho Man didn't want to take the spot, so he made Jake get bit by the snake first backstage, or I don't know, something to like entice the fans, like a little knowledge, a little tidbit they might not know that makes it more interesting. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know that fact, you're welcome.
Also,
great content,
Dave. From this article, when was this match?
Well, I don't know, Derry. You won't post me a link.
I've linked you to it, but
it's blank. I'm looking at it's blank. My screen is more blank than his good descriptions that exist in this article.
Facebook Messenger.
Oh God. All right, Zuckerberg.
But no, like I don't know when this match was because he doesn't give any context. Literally, his description of why this is an important match is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 40 words, if even.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the meme of Bernie Sanders choking somebody out in an octagon above this link.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, terrible.
I need to do
terrible.
What's the website? Alexa?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is how we do research, by the way, live on the air. It's what you look like. Why don't you have a bio? Oh no. Oh no. You know what? I take everything I said back.
See?
I'm looking at all the other articles he's writing.
Yep.
Nope, this is all you had to tell me, Darren.
Yep. I told you. This is like low garbage tier clickbait. Not even good clickbait. So I just would like some justification for what's going on.
Twitter 5 days ago. Twitter had a lot of things to say about Conor McGregor's new $1 million watch. Why did I go to journalism school?
Yeah.
Why do I have a degree? Why? I make more money writing about things people tweet.
Yep. Anyway, on to this next glorious pick. Team WCW versus NWO Hollywood versus NWO Wolfpack. WCW Fall Brawl War Games. So I don't know which one this is. So again, I do know which this one is. But
he doesn't.
From his article, he doesn't. Like, there's no context to this. It's just also right. We'd have killed to be in the room when this match was being pitched. Such was the ridiculousness of early 2000 wrestling. Someone actually, let's go ahead. 8 men entered a 3-tier cage in teams of 4 with the World Heavyweight Champion. It wasn't called that. High above the thing. Throw in a few bulk cookers, some ladders, the odd acoustic guitar, a smidgen of kendo sticks, and you got a stew going. Oh, I hate the way he writes like an Irish person, like a stereotypical Irish person. God bless you, Monday Night Nitro and WCW and your idiotic gimmicks. Okay, because I'm sure you were watching it. Dire. Also, this is supposed to be the greatest matches of all time. Why did he pick this if it's so bad? Doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, the biggest draw to this website that he's getting is Ariana Grande fans. So I don't.
Well,
I'm doing a deep dive on my end, by the way, while I'm trying to process this article. Now that I've realized exactly what it is.
See, this is it. This is why I was trying to be like, Dave, why do you feel bad for this?
I did. Well, because I'm.
This is some kid.
Part of me, there is a little good person somewhere inside of me, and he came out.
Yeah, I just want, I just want to have a conversation and get some context for these picks because they're effing bizarre. They are bizarre picks.
Sorry, I need to switch back from his article about Taylor Swift's new EP to get to this.
Hey, that's the important stuff, right? That's not bad about Taylor.
Aren't you you're a Swiftie, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Come on. Tay's the best.
She's the best.
Yeah,
I've heard your metal cover of...
Not yet, but it's getting there, right?
Please do a metal cover of oh my gosh, what's the one? Fairy Tale. She's a princess, married.
Love Story.
Love Story, yes, mid 2000s. Yeah, that was
yeah. All the actually, no. To be fair, the best Taylor Swift album is 1989 or Red. They're absolute bangers. Actually, funny enough, my come down music after playing the show is usually 1989.
Interesting.
It has to be because when you're playing like black metal or death metal, you have to come down because you're up there, and
that's the only thing. Comedians say that too.
You have
they actually need to put on like an album and just listen after a show because you have to be on and hype. Yeah, so you have. It's the only thing that gets, and it cancels out as well. The whole kind of being there. It's what happens. You have to come down. If you can't, it's just like the good thing about it is when you're playing a show. Well, in the old days, when you're playing a show, you would you'd have like a 2 or 2 hour bus journey home. So you have time to come down after you take the paint off and stuff, But yeah. So anyway, getting back to this glorious pick, way
Dave.
Back in the early 90s. You're right. This is atrocious.
Yeah.
Right, so
here's the best one. Here's the best one, right? Undertaker versus Kane, the Inferno match. They set the ring on fire. On actual fire.
Yeah, you know what's a shame? Somebody in the writing department of WWE came across this article about 2 months ago and said, "Hey guys, remember what we haven't done in 20-some years? Let's write the ring on fire. Yay!" So I was doing the Funhouse voice there.
But again, they didn't set the ring on fire. He didn't give justification to why this was an important match. That it was the culmination of Kane and Undertaker's feud that was going on for a year. He didn't tell us when it happened, so I can't even look this match up. I might get his match with MVP or the random Inferno match he had on SmackDown or something like that. Just nonsense. Absolute brain-rotting nonsense.
I mean, honestly, I thought, well, we'll get to it next week, but I thought Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker with the Kane involvement's better than this match.
Yeah, that was a better match.
A shock, by the way, and like the casket getting lit on fire. That I didn't. Yep. I've never seen that match. It blew me away.
So the next one here, guys, is Triple H.
Wait, this article. It's easy to tell this article is over a year old.
Oh.
The YouTube clips that he's pulling have the WWE logo, like the scratch logo over top of the WWF logo.
Yeah. The ones that aren't taken away. But here, right? So the next one is Triple H versus Cactus Jack, Royal Rumble 2000 street fight. So at least, okay, right, some credit, right? He told us when this match was.
Okay.
He told us what event it was. And he actually gives a pretty decent reason. Like, this is improvement. We sound like such jerks, but I'm fine.
Telling you, man. I feel super not happy with this segment.
Totally fine. It's totally fine.
I might just go on my channel and delete this later.
No, I'm having fun. It's fine.
Yeah, maybe we needed to after today.
Okay.
Here's my issue. Who's we?
Yeah.
Why did you switch to we? Who's we? Is it like a you and me? Is it the royal we? Is this the staff at entertainment.ie sitting around at lunchtime? Who's we?
I think it's just the whole, hey, buddy, remember buddies? Remember
hey,
that?
Pal.
Hey, guys. Yeah, it's very, it's I don't like it. Anyway, we distinctly remember seeing this on Channel 4 in the middle of the night, and the sight of Cactus Jack getting a face full of thumbtacks nearly made us hurl. It kicked up a notch. It's supposed to be, it kicked it up a notch. Oh, you need a proofreader, bro. Or try reading out loud. That's what I do when I'm writing stuff. I try to read it out loud, just so I don't miss things like that. They teach you how to do this in school, Anyway, see, I don't know. Right. I do like the fact he gave a reason on this. And this match would be in my greatest matches of all time, to be fair. He's picked two that would be in mine, right? And this would definitely be on it. But his reasoning is like more kind of like, unless like you didn't know this was on Channel 4. You don't even know what Channel 4 is, right?
I know what Channel 4 is because
I've told you.
I watched things that I couldn't get earlier in my life in the mid 2000s.
Right, that's fair. But what I mean is like, to that's a very. I know it's for entertainment.ie, but I think it's a very poor way to put this across. Like again, this match, and when we cover it, because we're going to cover it, it's a blow off of a massive feud. It's one of my favorite feuds of all time. This is one of my favorite matches of all time. He could literally go anywhere he wants, but instead of doing that, he does it in the most generic, brain dead way ever. I hate the way this is written. It's written. His grammar is bad. And
Can I be honest with you though?
Yeah.
Like I actually am familiar with how the channels work in Ireland.
Oh,
I don't watch. I actually end up watching more ITV than Channel 4.
Oh yeah.
Because here you go, Ireland. Random fact about me: I am a huge fan of snooker. So.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah,
I'm just like a bizarrely super into it. So I do actually pay attention to like BT Sports and ITV and Channel 4 to an extent when they broadcast. Yeah.
Okay, here's a weird one, Dave. I can't even begin to justify
this. You want to talk
this.
about snooker? Because I can talk snooker.
I know nothing about snooker.
You know nothing about snooker?
Nothing. Absolutely.
It's a good thing that's not the topic of our show.
It's not. Maybe we should get this guy on because he might know more about snooker than he knows about wrestling because he knows nothing about that.
We can have a nice chat about whether Ronnie O'Sullivan or Barry Hopkins made the right decision during their argument at the was that the World Series of Championships?
I have no idea.
Champions, one of the two. It's been very weird with no audiences. I really like those reactions. Golf is probably better though.
Dave, no,
there's no crowd to heckle you.
No. You need to help me justify this because I can't do it, right?
Okay, I'll try and help. Snooker is more entertaining than this article.
Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, WrestleMania 9. Why is that on the list? His justification is, and yet somehow Hulk Hogan won. Amazing. Someone got paid to write this. Someone read it and someone posted it and said, you know what? You're brilliant. You're great.
Why is this trending?
I don't know. This came up on the front page of Google as well.
Oh, no.
It's not even a good match. It's
not even a match.
It's not a match. It's a Hulk Hogan fest. The Hulk Hogan fest. Oh, I hate this so much. I hope he comes on the show. By the way, you're so welcome to come on the show. But I really do want you to be on the show. But Jesus, man, come on. No, terrible. Terrible. I hope this isn't his actual pick for a match because Hulk Hogan. No, 2 Hulk Hogan matches, really? And they're not in Japan, which apparently are better. Anyway, okay, this one's really gonna upset you, Dave.
His reasoning upsets me.
Yeah, his reasoning is disgusting. The Rock versus Mankind I Quit match doesn't say where it is, when it is or anything around it. His reasoning: in what was considered to be one of the most violent matches in wrestling history, Mick Foley took a whopping 11, it's a lot more than 11, chair shots to the face by The Rock. It was actually to the back of his head. The match was documented as part of Beyond the Ring, which showed Foley's real-life wife and children watching the match from ringside. The kids, unsurprisingly, were stricken and panicked when he saw her been beaten over the head with a steel chair. What is wrong? There's so much wrong with that. As a justification.
Facts are wrong. Justifications are wrong.
I mean, morally, like, why does that make it a good match? Like, again, the title of this, right? The title of this is the greatest wrestling matches of all time.
Hold on. Okay.
Of all time. So his whole thing is that if you could never watch a wrestling match again, you would watch this list and then be enlightened to what we have covered for about, 15 years? I am shocked and appalled, but confused by these choices. And I've never said a match is good because it traumatized one of the participants' children. I just don't understand that. That's a weird reference point. In fact, when we covered the pay-per-view, we were horrified. When Gary and myself did a review of a couple of years ago as well, watched that back, we were more horrified. Every time I watch the match, I feel worse and worse about watching it. I think it's one of those matches that if you never watched it again, you'd be a better person for it. Because it's just so violent. It's unnecessarily. It's dangerous. It wasn't good. Attempted murder. We've said that. Attempted murder.
Yeah. So you all know I've been deep diving over here because I'm really curious about some things in this article. And let's just say I found a different article by a different writer listing 10 of his favorite matches regarding The Rock.
Oh.
And the content is eerily similar. And I'll leave it at that.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it there. But
we're not even going to talk about matches we're going to put in because you can't. There's not 10.
No, you can. No.
We just need to draw the attention to we love wrestling. And what we really love about wrestling is people who also love wrestling. So when we see pedestrian stuff like this, which is nothing more than to remind people, exploitive, yes, but it reminds people of, oh yeah, I like that when I was a kid, but that does nothing to get them engaged again. If you love wrestling like Dara and I clearly do, we try and highlight the stuff that, hey, go watch this. This is really cool. This is actually a really awesome match. Go check this out. And if we're going to spend all of our time looking back at what we loved as a child, which of course it's the rewind we do, but at the same time, I mean, you got to give people a reason to keep watching. And this isn't, watch this and then get into the feud so you can follow it. It's just like, man, that was super cool when the guy got hit with a chair and his family reacted. Like that's kind of the point that we're trying to make here.
That's good. I think that at that point when I saw that, I'm like, this is the most grotesque article I've ever seen about wrestling. It's like, oh, it was so cool when his brains were scrambled and his kids cried when they were children. It's like, what is wrong with you? Like, come on, man.
Mentioning Beyond the Mat specifically, curious choice.
So crazy. Like, if you had said the match was pretty cool because of these spots and because of the story it told, like in the match, because the match itself did do a lot, right? But it's just like, it's weird that you go that angle, right? That's the bit where I'm like, that's not cool. Like, it's really, it rubs me completely the wrong way. But what I'd say is, on the rewind, we pick stuff that we genuinely think you guys will like. And the True Penny channel, that's what it's all about, right? James works his ass off pumping out random stuff from Japan, and bringing you the best stuff that he can.
That's why it's so hard to even say the 10 best wrestling matches.
Yeah, you can't do it. Like, what I would say is,
in of itself, what I would say is you
my favorite
Facebook really quick. And what I would say is that everybody is going to be biased if you're a wrestling fan, for sure. And I think what disappoints Dara and I the most is that this doesn't read like a wrestling fan wrote it.
No, it does not.
It reads like a guy was given a certain number of words and a certain number of content that he had to fill, and he just pumped something out. Last sentence on there. Under number 9.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Different website, different author, same content. Oh, that's not good. You know, when you're writing pieces, what you should do is, if you get inspired by someone's writing, cite them. Don't just copy it. I'm not saying that he did, but you know, when I would write stuff for anyone or for college, I'd always cite just in case that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Anyway,
on a research paper once, I tried to use God as my source because I put in a quote from the Bible, but they didn't think that was funny. It's a true story.
Yeah, well, you have to cite the Bible, dude.
I cited the Bible, and under author, I put God.
I don't think it works like that. I don't think it works that way. Anyway, so that's it, guys. That is the most uncomfortable segment that Dave has been through, but it was fun. It was fun.
You turned me around. You saw how my brain works. At first, I'm like, no, guys, come on, be friends. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you did that? Oh, you're that?
Yeah, and that's why we covered it, because it was one of those things. Now, if you guys want to get in, but now again, do not contact this lad. Do not do that. That's not cool. However, if he does find this show, you're more than welcome. I want you to come on the show. I'd love to talk to you about your process and your choices, because hey, we all have these choices. But yeah, man, I think my biggest thing is I wish this was written by, as you said, somebody who cared, was invested.
Oh yeah, that too.
No, as in like, this was obviously written by a staff writer or staffer who has to write about loads of different things, and this is just, remember that stuff we watched as kids, rather than what's happening now. Even what we do is we're doing that now, but we do an hour podcast about it, sometimes 90 minutes, about a specific show and why we liked it. And I just wish that approach was taken. But again, look, on the other hand, wrestling is still very niche. It doesn't have a huge market in the real sense, even though it totally does. The Royal Rumble is going to do serious buys, and WrestleMania is going to do even more buys. It's the busiest time of the year. And it's just kind of sad that we're still here in 2021 or 2019 when this was probably written. So, switching gears to actually jump back into the past.
Now that we've told you why not to do it, let's go back in time.
We're going to go do it, but we're going to do it in actually grand detail. Okay, so Dave, I did hypocrite.
That's not the most us thing. I don't know what on earth possibly is.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I only wanted to watch the match, but then when I was watching the match, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to watch the whole show.
That's what I ended up doing.
So we might put a pin in it and watch the whole show next week, because it is a good show.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, surprisingly good.
We're about to talk about it, so I'll hold off.
Can I be transparent for a second?
Yeah, just like drift back a little, and then your green screen won't work.
Hey, Dave, this isn't a green screen. This is my video store. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Get
right.
Actually,
could you grab me one of those? You're not allowed to pick things after this week. Can you give me one of those Hershey's cookies and cream bars behind you? That's my favorite candy bar.
Your money's no good here.
Oh, it's free. Oh, well, if you could just hand it to me, that'd be great. By the way, if you want to give it to Brian and have him messenger it to my house, that'd be fantastic. And literally, if you guys do find his Twitter, don't contact him, but let me know. I will reach out personally.
Yeah, no, we will reach out to him, but don't contact him. Seriously,
no, don't be a jerk. No, fun's fun.
Yeah. Anyway, because we have the platform, it is what it is.
And nobody ever gets. Anyway.
So what we're going to do is we're obviously getting to the end of this now. Thank you.
Quick thoughts, I guess, real quick.
Yeah, thank you ever so much for joining us. Definitely do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, I must say. It's been an awful lot of fun. Bit of a rocky start at the beginning.
It's fun to see how each other watches pay-per-views. I think Tara and I both learned a lot about each other tonight, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But I want to thank Joshua in the chat for being an absolute legend.
Oh, man.
Without a doubt, man, he's been great. Without his comments, I don't think tonight's would have been nearly as fun.
No, not at all.
But thanks for subscribing. Anyone who checked it out on Periscope, on Twitch again, huge thanks to everyone. It's been great. So what we will do is we'll obviously figure out how we can make this better going forward, and all that kind of good stuff as well. But Dave, before we wrap up this week, this show, which has been the longest show we've ever done, got any thoughts, any closing comments you want to make?
The first thing I'm going to say is, Josh, before you go, since I do see what you mentioned, in all sincerity, you can send a message to me here on my YouTube page, or you can email me at thedavestevens@gmail.com, or just look up the Wrestling Rewind on Facebook and join there. And we will definitely, well, I don't know how to email you, Josh, because I don't know what your email address is. But, and I don't want you to post it publicly because I don't want you to get doxxed, and that's not cool. But if you
well, look, if anyone just want to email us, nerdtoknowmedia@gmail.com is the best way to do it. Yeah.
Is it?
That's the best.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll write that. Josh, I definitely think it would be awesome if we emailed you, but I'm actually going to send you our email address right now just so that your information does not get made public. And I kind of care about that kind of thing because, Nerd to Know Media. We're at Gmail still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down to do something with you. Okay, so final thoughts here.
I would say it's been a very good show, a very fun show.
Is this the least amount of matches on a pay-per-view in like
a while?
Have we seen all year?
I think WWE doing a more kind of stripped down, focused approach is a lot better than just this cacophony of stuff. I do think the low point in this was that performance, but it kind of came back and played into the Rumble, so it wasn't too bad. I would say this gets a solid A from me, not an A+, solid A though. I really enjoyed it.
I gotta be honest with you, Dara. Let's call a spade, and hearts are hearts. I thought the show was gonna suck.
Me too. Honestly, I thought it was terrible. Yeah, it was gonna be really bad, and it wasn't.
I think it's one of two things. And if you're a video game fan, you'll understand this. Sometimes games are terrible, but if you play the games with friends, it becomes much more enjoyable. And so I'm not sure if this was actually a pretty decent show, or if it's because Dara and I and Josh and the others in the chat were interacting with each other and having a lot of fun with it. You saw me. I'm authentically me. So I definitely, there were moments I loved in this. I was super, super, super happy. If there's one match to watch on this card, I'd say watch Owens versus Reigns. That was great. If there's highlights of the Royal Rumble, honestly, that move that Ricochet came up with, where he does a backflip over somebody, does a German suplex, I don't know how that's physically possible, and it is amazing. AJ fulfilled his role. I don't think he's ever going to win a Rumble. It's just kind of one of those cap and the feather things I'd like to see. And the Women's Royal Rumble was surprisingly dynamic.
Very good. It was very good.
We didn't have to draw on a lot of...
Josh just sent us an email there, so we'll get back to you there, man. Thanks so much for that.
We absolutely will, Josh. But yeah, the Women's Royal Rumble match was great. The Women's Championship match was fun. Sasha Banks continues to be the person that I forget is amazing, and then I see the way that she can contort her body, and I'm blown away. The only real dud for me personally was Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg, but like I said, my brother
was over very quick.
It was over very quick, so it is what it is. But like my brother who's 16 says that's the whole reason that he even bothered to want the information to watch the show tonight. So I have to couple that in my mind with, well, why do they book the guy? Well, people who didn't see him in the 90s because they weren't around, want to see him. He's got that superhuman force. I'm not disappointed by anything. So those are basically my thoughts. I give it an A as well. Was there anything you were expecting to happen that didn't happen that upset you? I'm sure the internet's going to be like, oh, I'm so mad that Brock Lesnar didn't come. But if you thought he was going to come, you're a fool, in my personal opinion. So I my wrap up.
I think that's a bit strong to use the term fool. But what I would say is a bit misguided. Like, I think,
dude, you're talking $13 million. What do you mean? Fools up abyss is a bit.
What I mean is, if this had been a regular event with people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not.
It would have made sense. It's not. So I think everything that happened was fun. I thought the surprises were cool. Bringing out Christian, having Edge there. Yeah. Told a great story. It turns out this was the story of Edge And look, it wasn't the best performance in the world because he lay down for most of it. But, you know, it was what it was. I thought it was good. A really fun show. And look, it set the table now for the road to WrestleMania. So, you know, it was all right. It was a good show. You know, there was nothing that we were like, this was terrible, except for that performance. But then we found out that it'd play into the Rumble, so it redeemed itself.
Oh yeah, the Bad Bunny. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It redeemed
terrible.
itself.
Yeah.
It redeemed itself, though.
Well,
it wasn't just
it was a storyline that went the whole time, which is what we liked about the Attitude Era. So that's why I'm saying I'll give it that. One question for you before we go.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Yeah.
Are you more or less excited for WrestleMania than you were going into tonight's Rumble?
Oh, more, totally more, because I can kind of see what they're doing now. It's kind of taking shape, which is good.
We saw a lot of storylines develop. We saw a lot of where things are going to go.
On both sides of the thing as well. We saw it with the women and the men as well. Yes. So we kind of have a good idea of what's going on. And that's what the Rumble should do. So look, it's great. It was a good show. Thanks everyone for joining us. If you haven't, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us an awful lot. Look, send us an email. The email is up on the screen right now. Whatever you want us to cover, whatever your thoughts are. And look, you know, if you want to do this again in the future, the numbers on this have been really good. So we probably will do it again in the future.
Thank you guys.
Oh, absolutely. So look, thanks everyone who joined us. And we'll see you next Friday here on The Rewind as a normal show. So thanks guys for checking out. And we will see you next time here on The Wrestling Rewind. Bye guys.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.